This is a lesson on the sheets that you have available to you in Excel. By default, you get 3 sheets, and typically, you're going to do most of your work on one sheet. However, you're going to run across situations where you're going to want to use up more than one sheet, and you're able to add several sheets. So we'll start with that. All you need to do to get your sheet options is just to right-click on one of the sheet tabs, and you'll get this little menu here. So I'm just right-clicking, and it's allowing you to insert a sheet, and you just say OK from there. And I believe F4 would work here if you want more sheets. So I'm just hitting F4 and it just keeps adding sheets. So I'll keep going until I get 12. Now you're going to run out of room where you can't see your sheets anymore. You can size your scroll bar so that you can see more of your sheets. So now I've got sheet 1 all the way to sheet 12. Next, I want you to know that you can move your sheets. And this is important because you're going to want to put your sheets in proper order in certain situations. So I suggest that you get into the really good habit of keeping them in their proper order. So here I'm just reordering them so that they are in proper order. I'm just clicking and dragging to move these things. Very easy to do. Now when you get a real long list, you may have to scroll through your sheets, and this is your little scroll bar for your sheets here. So you can go right to the beginning, right to the end, or you can scroll one at a time, which is very easy to do. Next, so we've moved, we've inserted new ones. I want you to know that you can also rename these things, and that's also a very good idea. So let's say this was the one for January. You can rename this Jan. Try and keep it simple. Now, a couple things, and then enter when you're done naming your sheet. First of all, always remember, don't ever use the minus, plus, multiply, or divide signs when naming your sheets, because later we're actually going to be able to add things from several sheets onto a summary sheet. When you're doing that, you have to put in the name of the sheet, which is why you should never name your sheet a number. So like you wouldn't call this, you wouldn't just type in the number 1. It would allow you to do that, but that's a mistake. So no numbers and none of the math signs that you would use. So no divide, no multiply, no minus, no plus, no exponentiation. Just if you want to separate something, use an underscore. So you can rename this, and if you wanted it to be Feb 08, you would go FEB underscore 08 and enter. Right? So that's how you rename your sheets. And again, keep them in proper order, so because later when we do math, it's going to be important that they are in the right order. So we've added, we've moved, we've renamed. I want you to know you can also copy everything from a sheet onto another sheet. This is your select all button, and that selects everything on the sheet. So that's between the A and the 1, that selects everything. And you'd be able to copy whatever you have on this sheet onto any other sheet. So you would just hit copy, and then you can go to Feb 08. Now you need to put your insertion point in A1 before you paste, and don't select any cells. Just the first cell you want to paste, and then you'd hit paste. And then you've got everything that you had in January in this sheet now. I'm going to undo because I want you to know another thing. If you're going to be doing the same thing on all of your sheets, here's what I would recommend. Select all of your sheets before you start pasting. So here's how you select them all. It's the universal way you select everything else. If I only want Feb and sheet 5, I would put my control key down, and now I've selected Feb and sheet 5. Really hard to tell in this video. They're both a little bit lighter. And down here it's saying that they're grouped, and up here it's saying that they're grouped. I have 2 sheets grouped. And if you want to ungroup, just click on another sheet and you've ungrouped them. Okay? Or you could have right-clicked and ungrouped as well. Now what I want you to know is I can select from Feb all the way to sheet 12 with my shift key now. So I've got those selected. Why is that important? Well, if I wanted to take all this information and copy it to all of the sheets at once, I can do that. So I'm going to hit copy again, and then I'm going to click on Feb, put my shift key down, click on sheet 12, and now whatever I do is going to happen to every single one of those sheets. So if I hit paste, I've now pasted to every single sheet. So if I click off and go back to Jan, and then go to Feb, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, you'll see that I've got everything in there. Now, when I pasted, it didn't quite paste the way I wanted it to, so you may have to do some manual fixing after you've pasted so that things adjust to the way you wanted them. All right. So more on that kind of stuff later. That's into the paste special lesson. But right now we'll just keep focusing on these sheets. If you want to delete a sheet, it's just a matter of, again, right-clicking and deleting the sheet. It'll delete the contents of the sheet and everything. You may also want to get into just coloring your sheets. I don't do this that often, but you can give each one of your sheets their own separate little color so that when you look at it, it'll be different from the others. Those are the main features you need to know about sheets.